You know how men be like, ooh, I hate when my girlfriend go for her birthday makeup appointment because she's gonna come back looking like a clown? This is not that, okay? Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Andrea, and I know it has been a minute since I stepped behind this camera, but today I have a no makeup baddie tutorial for you guys. I asked a poll on Instagram and I was like, what videos do you guys want to see? And a lot of people surprisingly requested a no makeup look because I feel like I've perfected it. Like, this look, sickening. I literally do this every time I go out and it never fails. And I don't wear makeup every day, but when I do wear makeup, I don't like for it to be super caked up clown makeup. So without further ado, we're not gonna make you wait. Let's get right on into it. First things first is your base. Skincare is the most important step in a perfect no makeup routine, okay? You can use whatever moisturizer that you choose, like whatever routine that you normally do, you can go ahead and do that. I'm using the Sephora Nourishing Moisturizer. I love this. It's nice and thick, super creamy, and like the perfect base to stick makeup on top of. So I'm just gonna go ahead and rub that in, and as you guys can see, I already look more glowy. My next step is actually eye cream. I never used to use eye cream, but I was finding that my concealer under my eyes would get like dry and like patchy from time to time. And my girl Bianca, I'm gonna have her channel on the screen and link down below, but she told me to buy this eye cream and she said that that would help, and it has helped so much. So this is the Ole Hendrickson Banana Bright Eye Cream, and I never used to be a believer in eye cream because I thought it was just moisturizer, you know, rebranded and packaged as something that's supposed to go under your eye. But like, who cares? Because clearly when I do my normal moisturizer routine, I'm not getting under my eyes. So if I need a product that's gonna remind me to put moisturizer here, then so be it. After your eye cream, next up is primer. I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. primer. This is the Power Grip primer, which is a dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip primer. I just don't focus this under my eyes at all because I find that it's very sticky, which is good like for your face because, you know, your foundation and everything is gonna cling to it and your makeup will stay in place all day. But I find that under my eyes, if I use like this type of sticky, grippy primer, my concealer sticks to it and like doesn't blend out properly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave my under eyes out of this and put this on the rest of my face. So now that our skin is prepped, we can go ahead and do our eyebrows. To do that, I am going to go ahead and use a combination of things. So the packaging has completely rubbed off. I have no idea what brand this is, but this is just a regular eyebrow pencil from the beauty supply store. And then I'm going to also go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pen. I swear by this. And to clean up, I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Fawn. Now, I may fast forward through this a little bit because I got to focus when I'm doing my brows, but we'll see. So just take really any eyebrow pencil that you have and lightly I just like to lightly fill in any sparse areas, and I'm really not super precise with it because I'm never really super precise with this because I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up. But you know, try to stay in the lines of your actual brow. And I do brows first. I know some people don't do that, but I like to do them in the beginning because I feel like it just sets the stage for the rest of my face. And then if I do need to go back in and darken them up once all of my makeup is on, I'll do that. But I feel like to start off, I need a brow, okay? So this is a really light brow. As you guys can see, I filled it in and it has made a big difference. It just brings out my shape. So I did that. Then this also comes with a brow like gel, like a brown brow gel. And I'm just gonna use this to set my hairs in the direction I want them to go. And then I'm gonna take the brow pen, and this is what I use to sharpen up the tail a bit, because you can get those hair-like strokes. And as you guys can see, it gave me like a more pointier brow. And then I take it up on my arch as well, just to make that a little more defined, and right here. And that's all I do with the brow pen. You could go crazy with the brow pen and like use a bunch of product, but that's really all I do for my eyebrows. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other one and I'll be right back. Okay, so eyebrows are done. They're nice and light, which is how I like them. I don't like them super dark because I feel like it just takes away from the no makeup makeupness of it all. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it up with concealer. And my trick is to only clean up the bottom of the brows, not the top, because if you do both, it kind of gives you that like floating brows appearance if you don't blend it out well enough. And I'm not a profesh, so I just like to blend out the bottom, and I just feel like it gives a softer look. And I'm just using like an angled brush to do that. And I use a concealer that is like only one shade lighter than me. This is like pretty much my skin tone's color. I don't like the highlighted brow look. A lot of people do, but yeah, that ain't, I don't like to look like my brows are like coming off of my face. That ain't it. Okay, we just want to clean up any hairs that are grown back and just give us a nice clean line. That is the purpose of this. It's not to, you know, make the brows float off the face. Like, so I just use a little bit of concealer, not even like a whole bunch. And because I want this to stay super crispy, I'm just gonna let that sit for just a moment before I blend it out. Okay, so once that has set for a few moments, you can go ahead and blend it out. I'm just using like a small kabuki brush, and I just blend this down onto my lid. And this is just gonna set my lids up for the eyeshadow that I'm gonna do a little bit later. But yeah, you see how that just blends out and looks just blurred and really, really nice? That is what you want. You don't want it to look too harsh. So if it does look harsh, you may need to go a shade darker. Like, you don't want this to be the same color that you use under your eyes, because that's gonna be way too bright. But just do a little bit of that, just like that. Now it's time for the fun part. So now we're going to be moving on to foundation. This is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This is my favorite. This is a summer staple. It is very light to medium coverage. It looks almost like a skin tint, or like how BB creams used to look, like those type of products. This is the perfect summer foundation. It's very light and it's perfect for a no makeup look. So we're going to go ahead and apply this. Now, I'm kind of scared how this is going to turn out because I have a tan and this is my winter shade, so we may have to do some mixing and matching. This is in the shade Cadiz for reference, so if you're like around my skin tone, this will probably match you. But this is a very forgiving foundation, so if the color doesn't match perfectly, it's fine. And I know you guys are getting scared because it does look a bit light, but like I said, I have a tan, so I'm gonna have to fix this a bit, add some bronzer and make something happen to get this to match completely. But I promise you, before I got this tan, this was the perfect shade foundation for me. But don't worry, one could say we look a little bit casket ready, huh? Like, I'm going to have to do some blending. So let's see how I'm gonna finesse this. I'm gonna go ahead and use this NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation, and I'm only gonna take a tiny bit of this because this is not supposed to be super caked up, but I do need to fix the color. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on my sponge, and I'm gonna apply this to the perimeters of my face, just to kind of bring some of my actual shade in without applying too much product. And that looks better already. And I'm just gonna do a little bit more on the other side and just use that to blend the colors out so that it matches me a bit better. And I'm just bringing that up to the sides of my mouth and my forehead as well. And that should fix. Now this foundation does oxidize a bit, so by the time we reach the end of this video, it's gonna look perfect, but right now it just looks a little bit light. Now that we have blended out our foundation, you guys can see the coverage is really nice. It's super glowy. You can see the light literally bouncing off of my face. It's a very dewy foundation, which is what I like the most about it. Next up, we're going to go ahead and lay down our concealer. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is my favorite concealer. These concealers are very affordable and they are bomb. I literally haven't used anything else since I've gotten these. So I have shade medium beige. Yeah, medium beige. And for some reason, these look completely different, but they're both marked as the same shade. I don't know if you guys can tell, like these are different shades, but they're both marked as medium beige. So one's lighter clearly and one is darker. So I'm actually gonna use the darker one because I'm a little tan, so we don't wanna go too bright. I'm just gonna put that right there, my under eye. And then I'm gonna dab it a little down the bridge of my nose. Sometimes I skip this step because I feel like I lose my balance and I'm like, the line is crooked, but this time I actually did it okay. And then a little tiny bit just in the middle of my chin. And then to brighten up the concealer a little bit, I'm actually gonna add on top of it another concealer, which is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop in the shade beige. And this one is super yellow, but it's gonna help, you know, brighten it up just a little bit, as you guys can see. And I only put that under my eye. Now while that's cooking, we're gonna go ahead and blend this out in between the middle, because we just need a nice clean line. We don't need anything too crazy. And then I just kind of tap to blend it in. Same thing on the chin. I like kind of smear the product where I want it to go and then tap to blend it out. And we're gonna go back in with our beauty blender, so don't even worry. Just to blend this out a little bit more. And I use the same blender that I used for my foundation. Blend out any harsh edges along the side of the nose. And that is that. I like to use this e.l.f. sponge, and instead of wetting it with regular water, I'm actually going to use my setting spray. This is the One Size Beauty setting spray by Patrick Star. Is it Patrick Star's brand? I think so. I just use that to moisten this a little bit. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out my under eye. Now this is the most important step because I feel like the concealer makes the whole complexion. So you really wanna take your time. I'm gonna start right at this inner corner and I'm gonna use that pointy part of the blender to get in this little piece here. And we're just dabbing and dabbing until we get to the outer portion of the eye, all the way up, just like that, and blend that out. And as you guys can see, it already looks really pretty. And you don't want to move the product around too much, so I'm just gonna go ahead and blur the edges with my blender that I use for the foundation, because I want it to stay this bright. I don't want to blend it out into oblivion and it not, you know, look as good. So as you guys can see, this is what the unblended side looks like and this is what the blended side looks like, and it just looks really nice and smooth and seamless. So let's go ahead and do the other side. So now the concealer is perfectly blended out. Excuse me you guys if the lighting and like the shot changed a little bit. My camera just died in the middle of filming this and I had to quickly grab my other battery and, you know, make it do what it do. But yeah, we're back and we're better. So now that the under eye is blended out, before we do anything else, we are going to set our under eye because we don't want it to get all creased up. This is the One Size translucent setting powder. Love this stuff. As soon as Jackie Aina said that it was good, I said, you know what, let me try it. So I put it on the sponge and I just tap it in. And I do this before I do anything else, because if I go bronzing and contouring and applying blush and doing all that stuff before I set my under eye, it's just never gonna, it's not gonna be right, okay? Like, and you wanna not put too much powder. This is not baking. We are pressing this in. So for bronzer, I'm using NARS. This is like a NARS video. NARS cream bronzer. This is new. This actually recently released in the shade Laguna 3. Now, I wish I went a little bit darker because this is what the shade looks like. You know, it's kind of close to my skin tone, but it does work really well as a bronzer. So I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to go ahead and darken it up with another product that I show you guys later. Just going to use this type of brush to kind of circle, apply this to my face. And this is just gonna bring some warmth back in so that we don't look so flat. And as you guys can see, it's making a difference already. And I just apply this right above my cheekbone to give me that kind of really nice, snatched, warm appearance. I don't really do contour much anymore, but I use a lot of bronzer to kind of give similar effect. But this is just gonna warm up the face, just make you look nice and tan and sun-kissed, hence the name Laguna, because Laguna Beach, you know? So yeah, I just put this on both sides, and as you guys can see, it really just kind of brings it in. And you wanna use circular motions with this. This is a super creamy product, so it blends really nicely on top of foundation. So now that that's done, I'm gonna do some on my jawline as well, just to kind of bring the color there. And this doesn't have to be perfect, like I'm literally just freehanding this, it's not a big deal. And then I put some on the sides of my nose as well, but like I said, I don't go too crazy with this. And then also on my forehead, I am wearing a wig right now, so I don't have to go too crazy because my wig is going to cover it, but I do just like to apply some bronzer near the hairline to help the lace melt in, as well as just kind of bring the whole look together. But I don't want to mess up my hair, so that's that. Now, if you use cream blush, you would go ahead and apply that now, but I actually still use powder blush. I don't know why. I kind of want to make the switch. Let me know what you guys' favorite cream blushes are in the comments down below, but I really haven't made the switch yet. This is a Sephora collection blush in the shade Too Hot. It's a peach color and it is literally perfect. I just put a crap ton of this on my face. I love blush these days. I feel like you could never have too much. And I just literally apply that to the apples of my cheeks, right where my bronzer, like right above where the bronzer was, in between the under eye. And then I also put some on the tip of my nose because I just kind of like how that looks. I saw someone do that on TikTok and it just made them look really flirty and cute, so that's why I do that. And just a little bit more, because I feel like with powder blush, it disappears so quickly. Like, I look like a clown right now, but it's gonna fade and all come together, don't you worry. So to set my bronzer, I'm gonna use this Marc Jacobs bronzer in the shade Tantalize. And I love this product. I really love this product. It comes with this really huge mirror, large pan. I'm gonna take this product and apply it on this angled brush and just use that to set the bronzer in place. Just put that right on top of it, on the chin as well, on both sides. And as you guys can see, the face is already coming together and looking really nice. The key to no makeup is not, you know, only putting on one thing and go. Like, it still takes a lot of products. It's just how you apply them and like how you layer them, that makes it look like you're barely wearing anything. You know, you want it to look light, you want it to look even, but you know, you still use a fair amount of product to achieve it. It's definitely less product than you would be using if you were doing like a full beat. So now that we're all bronzed up, the next thing you need to do is just like even out your entire face. Blend everything together, the blush, the bronzer, the foundation, everything. So I'm taking the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder Holy Grail in the shade Deep. This is not deep at all if it fits me, but you know how the brands be wildin'. So yeah, I'm just tapping this in anywhere that I didn't apply any powder yet. So especially right here around my mouth, because you can get creasing here, like if you're smiling and eating and stuff. Right under where the bronzer is, and then also like right in this corner here, right like by where my concealer is sort of, and then the middle of my forehead. I do not conceal the middle of my forehead because I already have a big forehead. We don't need to call it out, so I don't put any concealer there, but I do put a little bit of powder just so that it doesn't get super greasy. So now that we have set the entire face, we can go ahead and just go back over our under eye, make sure that's set really nice. So now our complexion is done. Before I use my setting spray over my face, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyeshadow because it's really quick. I'm just gonna take that same bronzer and I just put that in my crease, and that is the extent to what I do for eyeshadow. You don't want like a super crazy eyeshadow look when you're going for like a no makeup vibe. Like I just put a little bit of bronzer and go, and it just gives like a really natural effect because actually my natural eyes have like a darkness to them, so I'm really just replacing that. And then another thing I do to help like kind of snatch my nose is I bring this shade from the eye down the side of the nose and just blend it in like that, and it's just going to give your nose some nice carved out appearance without, you know, changing the shape too much, because I like my nose actually. Some people don't, but I actually really like my nose. So yeah, I don't want to change the shape, I just want to make it look really defined. I can go ahead and set my face with the One Size Preserve the Serve Luminous Setting Mist. This is my favorite setting spray right now, and you just want to spray it all over, and make sure you kind of tilt your head and get your under eye as well. And this is just going to melt your face. This is just going to melt all the layers of your makeup into one and just make everything look that much more natural. Oh, I'm liking how this looks already. It looks so good. So the next thing you're gonna do is lips. This is my favorite lip combo currently. You're just gonna wipe off any product you have on right now. Let your lips dry. And I'm gonna take the MAC Chestnut Lip Liner. This is my favorite. And line your lips. But if you want your lips to look fuller, you can overline it a little bit, but this is a no makeup look, so we're not trying to give Kylie Jenner. So you're just gonna fill your normal lips, okay? You want this like ombre like type of vibe with the liner to last a lot longer, you can apply a lipstick, but I am not a lipstick girly. I hate lipstick. So I'm gonna do lip gloss. I'm using the Dior Lip Maximizer in the shade Beige. Now I know this lip gloss is $35. You could literally use whatever lip gloss you want. I just really like this one because of the longevity, because of the packaging is really cute as well, and the plumping, that tingly feeling. Yes ma'am. And you want to try not to apply this where you put the liner, like just all the other spaces, because you don't want to get the wand super dirty, and you also don't like want it to look muddy. So you're just gonna apply it right there. You gonna dip again, apply it there, and then you want to use your lips to blend it out. I know y'all see it, but you don't want to like smear your lips together too much because it's gonna blur that liner effect. You want the dark liner and the light middle to give the illusion of fuller lips, but like in a natural way. So yeah, that's what we're looking like right now. And then in the very center, I'm gonna take this Lancome Juicy Tube. I have no idea what shade this is because it has rubbed off, but yeah, it's just the pink one because I just want a little bit more of a pinky tone. You guys may not notice it, but I just put a little bit of that in the middle. So then we're done with the lips. The only thing that we have left to do is lashes. I'm using these lashes that I picked up on Amazon in like a set of 20 lashes, and I think this one is E9 it's labeled. So if you're trying to find this, that's these. I already have them cut to the shape of my eye because this is going to be my second time wearing these. I use the I Envy liner lash glue because once I've started using this, I just have found it so much easier to apply my lashes. You can use whatever type of lash glue you prefer. I just literally draw it on and it's clear, so it doesn't have to even be straight because it's going to dry clear and you won't see it. So I just put a nice, and you guys can kind of see it. It looks white right now, but it's gonna dry clear. And with this, you don't have to wait any time at all. Like you can literally take the lash and put it on as soon as you draw the line. You don't have to wait for it to get tacky, which is amazing. And I just like to apply it a little bit towards the edge and bring the inner corner in, because you don't want to place your lash too close to the inner corner because it's going to bother you all night long. Perfect. You can use no lashes. You could do mascara and go about your business, but I'm a lashes girl. I feel like I always have to have lashes if I'm gonna wear makeup, but you don't have to if you don't want to, and you don't even have to go as dramatic as this one. These are really light and fluffy. That's why I like them. They have some length, but they're not super full and black and just looking like a bird sitting on your eye, you know, like I hate that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other one, and sometimes I just use my fingers to kind of press it closer to the lash line. And then I just use the tweezers to kind of press everything into place. Very last step. I love how this is coming together. I literally look like a Barbie doll. This is the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara, I believe. And we're just gonna go ahead and do the bottom lashes because I feel like I look naked when I don't do my bottom lashes. We are finished with my no makeup look. I know this may not be no makeup to everybody, but this is like my, every time I do my makeup, this is all I do. It's super clean, neat, it's not too heavy. You can go outside in the summertime and sweat and still look really nice. I wore this out to the club last weekend, fully sweating. I was wearing sunglasses, taking them on and off, and my face still looked really nice in photos even after all of that. I love how it turned out. I hope this helped you guys. I will have all of the products linked down below. Hopefully I don't forget anything because sometimes I do that, but yeah, I'm gonna make sure to link everything that I can find down below so you guys can check it out and recreate this look because it just looks so good, you guys. It is the perfect no makeup baddie makeup. Okay, thank you guys again so much for watching this video, and shout outs to everybody on Instagram who requested this tutorial and got me back in the lab recording. Shout outs to y'all. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn on my post notifications so that you don't miss my next upload. I will see all of you beautiful people in my next one. Bye.